how far down can you see with
We
this?
live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How far down can you see with this?
Like, you need it right there. You
Right
just hold it up. Hold the stuff up, it'll be fine.
Alright. Alright, well, tonight, guys, you know what show this is. Alright, tonight we're going to, let's do our thing, though.
Welcome to the other morning show.
Oops.
I'm Dimebag Darley.
I'm True Powers Mine.
And today is June 22nd, am I right?
Yes.
2018.
The year of our Lord.
Yes.
Alright. So, I know it's going to be kind of a dark video, but tonight's
Just
show...
listen to the message.
Yeah, it's all about the message. Tonight's show is sponsored by ATM Construction. Their number is 636-209-5044. If you're in the St. Louis metropolitan area, please call them for all your construction needs. Or really, actually, I believe anywhere in the continental United States that would actually travel and do work. But
there you go.
Tonight, we got a very special guest, Judah, on the line. But before we get in with Brother Judah, you know, we were talking off camera while we were setting up, all three of us. And
before you go into that, thanks to all the subscribers.
Oh yeah, and
yeah, let's do that.
And all the barbecues, people out there having fun, living life. You know, thank you for taking time out and watching the show. Now, tonight we're going to talk about surviving. All right, surviving whatever may be coming. All right, so tonight. We got a special treat. I decided to bust out, you know, my personal bug out bag. You know, it's very light, very compact, you know, maneuverable. Just grab it, throw it on, and
lots
go.
of knives.
All right. So without further ado, let's break out the bug out bag, shall we? All right. Now first, you want, you know, a hunting knife. Now this is a knife that you can actually, you know, hunt. You know, hunt a little game with and skin them with, and you can use this knife to cut a tree down or perhaps cut lines.
Oh, you need to make me one of them little Davy Crockett hats or something.
Nah, this is a little more intense than that.
Well, at least you
no, I need that. So there's another knife. Now this one's really light. Here, just to show you that, you know. No, just try it. Isn't it really light? Is it really very... Now, how sharp is that blade?
I'm not going to find the pain. So
you don't have to cut your arm. All right, well, no more audience participation. We'll go through this rather rapidly.
Who the audience got fucking co-host? This dude's on one tonight.
Anyhow, this one right here is excellent for personal defense and, once again, getting vines and whatnot for your shelter. All right. Now there's things in here that, you know, could be questionable. What's this here? Ridge runners. Ridge runner is it's another knife.
What I tell you?
I mean,
lots of fucking knives.
No, I mean, come on now. This knife here is used for skinning. You'll take this part, insert it in the rectum of the animal, using this to cut back to remove its guts. You know, these are things people need to know, because they don't. Well, it can be a bad time.
Mm-hmm. And if you can get your hands on some Turkish chicken, that is some of the best bait you can find the lure in, you know, small game. They love it.
Little pocket knife. All right. Now, what's up in here? Oh, fishing string. This would be invaluable. You have so many different applications and uses for that. And you remember, well, you're going to need, you know, clips. You're like, well, why would you need clips? You know, because, you know, there will be other things involved.
Other critters that look like you, but don't got your best.
What the hell is all this? Some of this stuff I put in here, and I forgot. This has been a knife sharpener, obvious. A butter knife, so when you make toast over the open fire, I mean, that goes along for your psyche. You know, you have to still feel civilized. I should You know,
don't challenge your inner beast.
Oh, now this is what it is right here. Matches sealed. But now, see, I actually need to take these, empty them in medicine containers that are waterproof, and take the strip here.
Ziploc bag.
Well, yeah, but it's still unopened. All right, now let's get in here to the real deal. What's going on in here? Oh shit! Looks like a holster.
Yeah, we all know what goes in those.
All right. So, look like got some hollow points. Some more 9mm, 45s, 9mm, 9mm.
I think they get this drill.
Yeah, but there's something else in here, I'm sure.
That's just for... This bag is basically for probably it's going to come in use immediately within the first 10 days of any crazy.
No, this would be enough for...
And of course...
Probably 2 months. 2 months of active hunting, gathering. You know, easily 2 months. Probably even up to 4. The way, if you manage it correctly. But the thing about it is you have to be mobile enough to not be... hunkered down one place. Everything, it's all about portability.
You gotta be able to move.
You have to move. You have to keep moving. Think of a nomadic type of existence instead of build a home of solid rock and no, you really do need to flam. Until things tune out. You know, when things tunes out, then obviously it's back to normal. But you know. How long will it take before things tune out? That's the real issue.
That's going to take years, but them first 10 days, if you make it past the first 10 days of any of this crazy madness, the chances of you, being cool is going to increase.
Now, I carry this bag right here in my car all the time. It's a bug-out bag. It's not meant to stay. It's meant to go with me places. So, you really need to check with your local laws in your area. You need to understand proper firearm usage and handling, and more importantly, you have to understand that you don't become the aggressor. You're not going to be the guy out there, hey, you better shut your face, and someone else is like, no, and then you have to go, nuclear on them. That's retarded, and that's irresponsible. It's only for defense of self, never property. Let them have whatever, except for your bodies.
Exactly.
This is for
and in Missouri,
medical deals.
It's the gun. We don't have we don't even really have gun laws at all anyway. This is like free range.
Oh, stop. It's not the Wild West out here.
Bullshit.
If you go into the city limits of St. Louis, bullshit, and you have a firearm, you don't have a CCW, your ass is going to jail. And your shit's getting tooken. If you go into the state of Illinois, which is right across
I ain't talking about Illinois, I'm talking about in Missouri.
Yeah, but man, if you go to St. Louis, how easy is it? Oh man, let's just bust the block over to Illinois. You always have to be conscious of this. Man. This is what people don't be thinking about.
Ain't nobody going on the fucking east side, man.
Oh, a lot of people do. You guys ever heard of Sauget? Sauget is
got a population of less than 300.
Does it?
Yeah. Only thing over there is strip club.
Yeah. And why have they lasted over there for the past 30 years? Because people from Missouri been going over there paying.
Nobody going to no strip. If you ever come to Missouri.
Okay. Now, you guys have been educated. Now we can move on with the show.
All right. He wanted to get this bag off.
Yeah, I've been telling people on special report I was going to bust it out. But,
there you go.
I keep on forgetting.
We got a guest on.
Yes.
Guy from the city of Detroit. Want to introduce the guest?
It's Brother Judah. He's doing a radio show. Brother, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. You're doing the radio show still? You just got that running, didn't you?
Yeah, I just got it running, and we did like 2 episodes in. So
yeah,
I'm gonna be doing like 3 times a month, shooting it.
Tell them where they can find it at.
Well, you can on 7mileradio.com. You can look up, or also on Facebook, go through 7 Mile Radio, and the show is called Truth Talk. And we deal with a lot of truthful issues. We have a lot of people that's coming on, a lot of brothers that's positive. I'm coming from all angles. I'm trying to get some artists on. I'm just going to hit it from all angles and try to get the truth out there for the people.
Yeah, I mean, the truth, you know. So
yeah, because the truth right now, you know, the truth, because a lot of truth, if you watching a lot of this media, the truth is only so much. They only give you, I want to say, a dab of the truth, and you have to search for the rest. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to basically give you the whole story. And if it's not from me, it's going to be from experts or from different type of entities. It's going to come in, different type of people.
Okay.
Why's the phone way over there?
Huh?
Never mind, the phone. I thought the phone was over here.
Yeah, it's cool.
You can still hear us just fine.
Can you hear us good?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So what's your opinion on the summit with Chairman Kim and President Trump?
Oh, the meeting. Well, yeah. I mean, the meeting. It had to be a meeting between the two powers because you had BRICS going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure Mark, when y'all had him on the show, informed y'all about BRICS, and right. So now Trump is thinking about backing the dollar with gold again. This meeting had to occur, and you know, Dennis Rodman has been an agent in this meeting between these two giants for the last 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm. I remember him going back to Korea in right after 9/11 too. You know, they've been using him for a minute with Chairman Kim.
They have to use it. I mean, usually most of the time in deal talks like this between two major powers, they have to use some type of celebrity. You notice, some type of figure that that's respectable or that's likable. Right. You know, and to try to get a message across to the next side. Right. And that's what Rodman played. You know, everybody thought it was funny, but really, he was trying to bring in deals and bring in paperwork from both sides.
But do you think Rodman is the correct, I might get a little flack for this, but the correct image, that you want to portray,
it's a perfect image.
A bisexual black
man.
Well,
yeah, and diplomacy and freedom and peace talks is no image. You know what I'm saying? You got Henry Kissinger, people like that, talking about doing peace talks.
Hey, hold on now. Tell the audience what you know about Henry Kissinger. I mean, tell us some shady stuff about Henry Kissinger that you may know about.
Well, I'm just going to tell you like this. Henry Kissinger has held peace talks. I mean, is he the perfect image?
No.
Knowing what you know about Henry Kissinger yourself.
No.
Right.
No, Henry Kissinger.
Dennis Rodman is a perfect figure, and
right.
Plus you have to have some type of figure that's kind of on a medium level, medium energy, to where it's not too much, not really noticeable. People really didn't take this serious. They really didn't take this serious.
That's why they was able to pull it off. That's why they was able to pull it off.
What exactly did they pull off? I haven't heard anyone said what came out of the summit. What did we really gain?
Resources. It's a lot of natural untapped resources in North Korea.
I'm gonna tell you what's one major resource in South Korea, and that's clones. And my brother Sear was talking about that yesterday on my show. Clones is one of the most number one resources in South Korea. Clone people, clone items like fruit and animals. They have numerous facilities over there. And you can pull up stories of militaries being seen as clones.
Wow.
And so, the two have to side. I think they have some type of deal to where they're allowed to clone over there in South Korea. So my brother Asir was touching on this yesterday. They have to have like an expanding point. They want to expand it to North Korea with this.
It's money over there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money over there in North Korea.
And not only that, tungsten is huge over there too. And Brother Dick Gregory touched on this before he died several times.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time that they was gonna tap in, want them resources over there, and old boy is like, you either gonna do what we tell you to do, or we gonna just wipe you out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, this meeting had to occur because the trade talks. Now the trade is going to be open with North Korea. So, you know, I mean, Trump in the bad way do 50-50 jobs for both sides.
Yeah.
What Trump is doing right now is playing both sides of the field. He's playing the good guy and he's playing the devil's advocate.
But I already knew.
You know?
This stuff was gonna go down. This stuff was gonna go down regardless. The only thing is, it's just Trump is who he is, a little narcissist. So it just put an ugly face on it, to where if it would have been like a Democrat, it would have just went unnoticed.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing we need to be noticed about. We need to not be worried about the meeting with Kim. We need to be worried when Trump announced the 6th military branch, which is the Space Corps. You get me? And if you remember the movie Elysium, have you guys ever seen the movie Elysium?
Yeah.
With Matt Damon?
Where all the rich people...
And the purpose...
All the rich people had their little spot out there in space, and all the peasants stayed down here.
Thank you. So what Trump is looking at is, let me take over space and let me take over and monopolize this, build a space corp, so we can determine who come up there and who don't. It's put in the movies right there in your face before the time. And what did Matt Damon try to do? I got to break through to the system because, I think he had some type of sickness.
Yeah, he needs to get up there so he can get well.
Okay, so this is what we need to be worried about, this 6th branch, which nobody's really talking about. They think Trump is a joke. Oh, yeah, Trump is starting a space military.
But that program has probably been in place for at least about 2 or 3 decades. We probably just didn't know about it.
And if you look at the movie, the new Star Trek, what was they doing? They was like a space corps that's already hundreds of years into the making.
Right.
In the future, right? That protected Earth when they came home.
But
so, you know,
I think it's more to that than what they saying. But we gonna find out.
Well, you also got
when you start playing with leaving this. When you start playing with leaving this planet, that's some serious shit, and that requires some hell of a technology. Cause it ain't. For some reason, I don't think it's just that easy to burn out this motherfucker like that. Not saying it can't be done, and I know it can be done. What I'm saying is, this shit's already been in the making, and now it's like, throw that out there and let these motherfuckers know this on its way.
What do you think is the number one topic and ideology of Aryans?
Oh, of course.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the lesson learned from
point.
America. That's why they always refer to America as an experiment.
So, new exploration up in, let's say, Mars or what else, because they already have CERN and all that, where they can go through portals and all that in other dimensions. If I can get a break on this, then I can determine who comes and go where in time and space.
Let's see. We have to start, when we start talking about time travel and this and that, it's really a misnomer.
It ain't even
because if it ever happens,
I get what he's saying, but how many?
No, I know. Okay, do you know about you already know about the CERN project, right?
I know that.
You already know that it was opened in October of last year.
Yeah.
Right. They've been trying to open CERN for years. Some of the top scientists and some of the top geniuses in the world worked on this project to where, And let me tell you, have you ever seen the movie Howard the Duck?
Yeah, we seen Howard the Duck, man.
Okay. CERN was in there. What was they bringing through the portals? They was opening it up and see what they can bring in, right?
Well,
and so
at CERN, they're trying to bring in more energy. They're trying to use
more energy, more demonic items, and more black matter. See, it gets deeper. Black matter and matter comes through the CERN machine. And so what Trump is doing with his Space Corp is trying to get a lock on the space and the time. So like in the movie Elysium, I can determine who gets what cures. I can just dip off into another time-space planet that's explored, and I determine who comes and get these remedies or these treatments. Right. While we're down here on Earth, scrapping for water, which is going to be contaminated, which is going to be lead poisoned, and fracking is going to have poisons in it.
It's already like that now. So what I'm saying, I get what you're saying. So what I'm saying is, do you think it's enough people out there? It ain't got to be the majority, just enough people to make sure we get our stake in that claim when that stuff go down. Because I see all of this stuff happening. Our water is all contaminated and stuff now.
Well, who knows what's really going on in these programs? Because you have a lot of black people missing, and where are they going?
Right.
All of them is not used for body parts. Where are they going?
All I can say is one thing: when they're playing up there, they not. For some reason, I think they ready to go up there. The technology is starting to go up there and start moving things around. I say probably if they ain't bullshitting, probably by midway through his second term, they're gonna have a fleet up there.
Well, they already have commissions and committees on this. You already got Amazon and Google got launching pads and in their backyards. This is real. You already got I think it's Amazon or Google or Elon Musk. One of them is talking about hosting trips to space.
Right. So what I'm saying is
within the next 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. So because I know they're gonna try to exclude, right off, us. But
and I'm gonna tell you how another way they're gonna exclude you. China is already working on a system that rates you on behavior.
Right.
It rates you on behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, and it determines on if you can fly, if you can eat certain things, if you can go into certain restaurants, you can be a certain type of committees and unions and jobs. If you jaywalk, you get a point deducted. If you buy too many video games, you get a point deducted.
Well, they consider that a mental illness now.
What, playing video games?
Yes.
If you it's gonna get to the point where if they can go as far. If you drink so much milk, then you get a deduction. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going, but what I'm saying is before all that stuff implemented and be in place on a routine, we gonna all be fucking dead. But our offspring and their offspring will pretty much be, right at the beginning.
China is already implementing this on their public right now today. They already got news stories on this. You can look it up.
Right. I'm not saying. I'm not down that it's not going on.
And
what I'm saying is to preserve us as a people. We need people that's gonna be willing to stand up for real, because it's not really gonna directly affect us. But if you got offspring, it is. And it's going to affect their offspring, which that's your legacy. So what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure, it needs to be more of us. is it enough of people like me and you?
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna start seeing this.
What needs to be done.
It's gonna be this is gonna start affecting us within the next 5 years, and I'm gonna tell you one way. We already sign in most of our. We log in on most of the apps or programs by logging through Facebook. This is how they know your identity, right? Most things, all the way down to bank account, you can now log in with a Facebook account or a Google account.
Yeah, the Google got everybody's shit.
Who's to say in the next 3 years you got certain companies with all this information that's stockpiled is going to say, well, I only sell to certain people that don't drive red cars, or I'm going to only sell to certain people that don't eat so much cholesterol foods because. But
they already doing that. They already on that now. Because as soon as you like Google something, or you go on a website or something, you start looking at stuff you want to buy. You go on like Facebook and stuff, and they say it's ads popping up for that.
It's already there.
Yeah, they been.
It's already know what you thinking.
I tell people all the time, go on WikiLeaks and read Vault 7.
So they can go to jail. It's illegal.
Go on there and read Vault 7. It will explain a lot of the shit. This how they get that shit. Go read Vault 7 on WikiLeaks.
Yeah, well, a lot of them is based off your algorithm on how you think and how whoever else in your household think. You know what I'm saying? And now you got this new Census 2020 that's coming up, which is going to have a black explanation in detail. And now they're going to be able to separate niggas in different categories.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? The new 2020 census that's coming out will separate niggas and to put them into different categories. Far as a Haitian nigga, this brother right here, or like I said, I know at least how many different black people do you know that claim to be different black people?
I mean, we all know those types.
That's why I'm more, because that's why I think descendant of slaves need to. Descendant of slaves shouldn't be. We shouldn't be African American or another. Either you're a descendant of slave. If you're a descendant of slave, then you whatever country you came from. Because too many people come in. Too many different Africans and all from all these other islands. So they come in and they African Americans when it's convenient.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, white supremacy works.
You are a descendant. If you're a descendant of slave, then that's what you are. You ain't fucking African American. Fuck that bullshit. You are a fucking descendant of a slave. That's your group. Let them other motherfuckers have that African American bullshit because they use that when it's convenient. But when it ain't convenient, them motherfuckers be nowhere to be fucking found.
I'm saying that there's.
Well, can you brothers explain to me what's the number one tool white supremacists use on the public?
What?
It's classification. What are you classified as? This is how white supremacy works.
Well, that's only because
it works off a classification
schedule
and in categories. What category are you in? You get me? Are you the accepting nigga? Are you the rebel nigga?
I'm that nigga that's gonna.
What are you classify yourself as?
They've been doing that shit for years. That's why only certain people get on.
They ain't
gonna put no dudes like us on, man, for real. They ain't gonna put us on.
We're too unpredictable. We're too unpredictable. You know
That's why and if you do, you have to go through the programming. And if you do, you have to go through programming.
No, if you do, you gotta go through that casting couch straight up. Come on, let's be serious. We already discussed this on that show.
Yeah,
they ain't finna do me like that. Where I can't even look my people in the eye because I had to do some shameful shit to get on. No, sir.
And that's the problem because we don't, as descendants of slaves in this country, We do not have an economic foundation like every other ethnicity group in this country do, and that's why.
And why do you think it's that?
Place. Because they put these bourgeois ass niggas
as gatekeepers.
As gatekeepers, and motherfuckers don't want to call them out because they're cowards. We live amongst a bunch of fucking cowards within our own fucking ranks. That's why.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like
this.
The boule has always been the guard dogs. They're only loyal to the Greeks because they're Greeks. And at the end of the day, they're Greeks. Martin Luther King was a Greek. Jesse Jackson was a Greek. Even though they have best intentions for black people, they still have to be loyal to who? The Greeks.
And you know what the Greeks do?
Man, fuck that. Motherfuckers should need to be called out on that bullshit.
But no one's going to call them out because there's too many.
I'll call them fucking out. I don't give a shit.
Well, with shows like this,
I mean, this shit
and with the public being awoke right now, you have a lot of these
depends on who you talking about.
People being outed out. You have a lot of them being outed out right now.
And they
you know what I'm saying? And it takes shows like this, and it takes more shows and camera. It takes your camera. It takes blogging. It takes a lot to bring these dogs, which is the gatekeepers, down.
Right.
Because we as black people will never prosper.
All we got to do, to be honest, man, I feel like all we got to do, really, you got to thin the herd. And don't fuck with these people. Like...
Well... You got to understand it's hard to not fuck with these people because they deeply enrooted into your people. Some of these people are your cousins. Some of these people might be your...
That's why I say when I always say thin the herd, in previous shows I have said that it's gonna be like your cousins, your friends,
your pastor.
It might even be your brother or your sister. But
your teacher.
If you don't want to preserve us as a species alone, if you don't thin the herd, we're fucked. Period.
Well, it's kind of hard.
It's foul people working already within our ranks. I ain't saying you. When I say thin the herd, I ain't saying you got to be like off with their head, but we can't fuck with these people. It's gonna start off small, but if we keep fucking with, we already see the results of what happens when we fuck with these people.
Well, you already know Spike Lee gave us an in-depth look when he did the movie School Days on the Black Boule and the fraternities and sororities.
They can dance.
He gave us an in-depth look on this. And they are the guard dogs to the gatekeepers and to the people that's after the gatekeepers, to the dukes and so forth, to the Rothschilds and so forth. You get me?
I get what you're saying.
As people will never prosper until we get past these people. They are the guard dogs.
Oh, okay. So what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure you're probably not. I know I'm not. Because I'm kind of a little rebel rouser anyway. So, I mean, these fraternity guys, Greece, whatever you want to call them, I already know they pretty much ain't nothing but probably a bunch of punks anyway. And, I mean, it's probably is some good people in these groups, but I get what you're saying. But if they're hurting our people and we know what the fuck they doing, why we got to fuck with these people in the first place?
Because, first of all, they have taken blood-sworn deals. Blood.
What they got to do with us?
To stop us. So what this is kind of like a mosquito is born to take blood out of things, and mainly humans, right?
Right. So what I'm saying is we already know, but we sit here talking about me and you already know these motherfuckers is they main focus is the reason where they at, how they at right now, is to fuck us over. We already know this, so we cannot fuck with them. Straight up. If we already
but like
know.
I said, it's kind of hard when they're deep and rooted to our culture and society. They are the mold of black people.
And then that's why it's up to people like us to weed these motherfuckers out.
What do you mean? Just point them out, show them what they're doing, you know. Like people like...
you know, I took it to a few months ago. I got a chance to watch Tariq Nasheed documentaries, 1804 Haiti, the Haiti Revolution, and one of the first things the Haitians had to do to be successful in their revolution was to get rid of some of these house niggas. If not all of them, I think they got rid of all of them.
That's what I say. That's what I say that's what I mean when I say thin to her. You have to.
And next was the light-skinned melanoid, which what do they call them? Mulattoes. They had to get rid of them because they had a connection to the white man. And so it gets to the point where we in America, some of these people, like you said, Darlie, is some of your relatives. It's some of your comrades that you have kicked it with. It's your pastor, your teacher. So to say get rid of them is going to take a mass extermination of these people.
No, I ain't saying you gotta like do nothing like that, but just don't fuck with them. Like this stuff is past us. I look at it like it's up to like people like us to start laying the foundation. We're not going to be able to build a house. We'll be gone. But if you don't have that solid foundation in place, that house is not going to get built. That's what we doing. We laying the bricks, pouring the mortar for the foundation. And then other people come in, start framing that some bitch up.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. To be a successful, all you have to look at certain countries and their revolutions and who they had to mass exterminate or get rid of, kick out of the country, kick them out of the country or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? It had to be a successful campaign to go against some of these same people that might be your kin or might be your next door neighbor.
So, would you say that the situation in Haiti is optimal now?
What do you mean? Well, Haiti have a lot of issues going on to stop it way after the revolution.
I'm talking about that's today, how it's cracking right now as we speak. Do you think that's
well?
optimal? They
have deals. They ever since the revolution that they won in 1804. They're still paying for that debt right today. So, they're one of the only ones I think on the planet to whoop a major power with really no major guns.
But think about what you just said. You said something that's very critical. I think it went over most people's heads. They are paying money. So how can you win a war but you just got to pay somebody money?
Well, what happened a lot of played into the revolution, but America was one of the final stumping people that really came to Haiti to stop all this, because everybody had went into Haiti had lost. You know what I'm saying? And so America had finally come over there to crush Haiti's pride, and Haiti, to a certain extent, still have pride. Because I think Wyclef was running for president, and they had to try to assassinate him to even get him stopped from running.
No, Haiti, the Haitians that I know are very proud people, and rightfully so. You know, they stood up to a colonial power, won their independence, and the colonial power is the French. And what a lot of people might not know, in the continent of Africa, there's 14 nations that still pays reparations to France for colonization. So, you know, France is really not the friend of the melanated man. I'm just saying.
So my question is, so how do we anybody got any ideas? What are some things we need to do, like seriously, to even get them to even, what I'm trying to say is, that's cool what happened to the nation, but what can we do to help descendant slaves in this country. Because we
Well, first
are
of
the
all-
fucking poorest people in this fucking land. On this fucking
Well, you need
land
to
right now.
take into,
We're
we
the
need to
fucking
invest into
poor-
ourselves. We need to stop
Okay,
investing
neighbor.
into Jordans. We need to stop investing into rims and
But that's
stupidity
not.
and
But
invest.
hold on. Somebody going to buy a pair of Jordans. It's not going to determine if they're going to be in poverty or not. Like those are like that, and those are just like talking points.
Well, some of the way it is a way to keep you in poverty because it's designed to keep you down and to keep you with all these commercials and all this brainwashing to keep your pockets flowing. The black dollar is the top dollar of the world. So if I could tap into that and make you think you're not worth nothing and keep you spending, you will be impoverished, not just materially or physically, but in the mind.
But
impoverished in the mind.
But this stuff goes down through generations. It's like the people came from me, they were dirt fucking poor. The people that came from me was dirt wealthy. Wealth is not about, if you want to know how much money you're gonna have in your lifetime, go back and see what your great grandparents had. That is what needs to be done. This stuff is not in the communities of descendants of slaves.
Well, you can't really compare two different times because right now the kids are able to start businesses and use social media, use their cell phone. You can always
start a business doing anything.
But take this into heed. You can start a business to connect to the world.
Right.
A touch of a key with a laptop. You have some of these geniuses right now. You have millionaires right now that's 16 years old, 15 and 14 years old starting businesses online. So right now the black youth not utilizing its tools in its face. If you have a $900 Apple phone or a Samsung, then you should make it work for you some way and somehow, right? If you have this $900 phone, how does it work for you?
Oh, you know how I make it work. But what I'm saying is, what you said. What I'm saying is the reason why they not being able to do that because they're
not that. It all leads back to that.
It all leads back to that.
It's a brainwashing. It's brainwashing too. That the textbook. It goes down to the schooling. It goes down to a lot of the food in your community. A lot of this plays into the way you think. The commercials, the way people absorb your community, take out of your community. This plays on your mind and on how you think.
And why do you think that they don't do this in other communities? Is because they, like in Missouri, like these Middle Eastern, these Indian and stuff, they own all these gas stations cooking fried chicken, all kind of crazy shit all through.
And serving beef.
Yeah, in the St. Louis County and all this stuff, prominently in descendants of slave communities, just keep coming there and just get all this money. That's crazy. But you got
they always bring foreigners over there to shit on us to make them say like, well, yeah, look what they did in a less amount of time. That's engineered and designed that way. You get me? They will give other cultures more resources than you, so they can shit on you, so they can say in return white supremacy. Yeah, look what they did in 10 years or 20 years, and y'all been here how long? Right. No, that's bullshit.
But
this is all.
But it all goes back to we don't have an economic foundation, and that's what it's going to take. But if there's no foundation to be built, it ain't going to never happen. The black youth today and the melanoid people today do have a economic foundation. It's called a laptop. It's called online. You get me? You can start anything
Anything you want to do, you can sell T-shirts. You can even go inside Myers and resell items back online.
Okay, it's a lot of
and
people,
make money.
It's a lot of people on YouTube. And I'm not talking about one particular like channel, or categories. It's a lot of channels that I watch on YouTube, and I go back and I try to go back to the earliest video with some of these YouTubers. They can go in banks and get loans for money.
Yeah.
People that look like me can't do that to start their business. They can't do none of that shit. And the simple fact, we don't have an economic foundation to where we got banks that will give these young people money, and so they don't have to go be a fry cook at fucking McDonald's. But we don't have that foundation. A white dude can go in there. A white dude can go the majority of white people in this country right now can go to their uncle and probably get $3,000 to start a fucking internet business. How many slaves in this country can do that?
Okay, let me tell you this. I think it was a magazine that came out.
Can you go to your uncle right now and he give you $3,000 straight cash? Can you go to any of your uncles right now and get straight cash? Say, I want to start my own radio station. I want to do my thing. I need $3,000. Can you give me $3,000? How many people can you go to any of your uncles right now?
Not a lot of people can do that. But let me explain. I can
name about 10 to 15 white people I know personally that can do that. Instantly can do that. Because they got an economic foundation. We don't have that. And there's a lot of people out there that look like us that's too scared to fight for that. Which that affects not only my kids, it affects your kids and your future grandkids, which affect my future grandkids. That's what this all about, brother.
Well, when you got a system set up in white supremacy that's designed to keep the black dollar from floating into your community, then this is engineered. If you can pick up a book and it says the 100 more powerful black men in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me out of the 100 black men that's on that magazine, 5 or 10 of them didn't pool together and get a bank. And I'm going to tell you why they didn't get a bank, because they can't get a bank, because it boils all the way down to who are you loyal to when you are part of this fraternity. You are just a guard dog. You are not meant to sit there and give gifts to your community in lavish ways, and such as loans or things to help your community stay awake and help rebuild them. This is engineered by white supremacy to stop this, my brother. If you have 50 NBA players and you try to tell me out of 2 of them didn't start a crowd fund or a mutual fund or a bank loans for housing, then you start digging deep into the paperwork and wondering why. Why ain't none of these dabbling into none of this business?
Let's break that down.
Why is it?
Let's break that down. You give somebody an average house loan on a $250,000 home. How many people are you going to finance like that? You know what I mean? You're making $10 million a year, but you're living a fabulous lifestyle. You know, it's not equitable.
Because they commit treason.
You talk about the black dollar.
They know exactly what they doing.
It's all white dollars because it's all coming from the Federal Reserve, which last time I checked, you ain't never saw no melanated motherfucker running that son of a bitch, and you won't. All right, you won't even.
Well, have any of you guys heard of Jay Morrison?
J.P. Morgan?
No, Jay Morrison, the Tulsa real estate fund right now, which this guy started. These are melanated people, black people that started a crowd fund, and in 4 days, I think they raised over $4 million, and I think it's been 30-something days, and they already at $11.5 million. and you can invest into this crowd fund, which is going to invest into property and give black people a chance to own shares and get dividend checks.
Right. And I'm all for that. That's an awesome program. And do you have the website that you can give out where people can go and check that out?
Well, Tulsa Real Estate Fund is called the Tulsa Project. No, Black Wall Street Project.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
that.
they're going to, and if you look to get the guy Jay Morrison, you can look him up on Instagram or look him on YouTube. And I think Nipsey Hussle gave in, Tariq gave in. A lot of black people is coming together to get into this crowd fund, because if we just talk about it and don't do nothing about it, we in the next 10, 20 years will still be talking the same talk.
Oh yeah, but it'll just be less of us to listen. It'll just be less of us to listen. You know, the rate that people are aborting babies, the rate that people are getting killed, the rate people are dying of AIDS and STDs. You know,
and I'm going to tell you one thing, Dimebag. When you got, we also got to start teaching our youth how to start investing into things the right way, instead of blowing cash on frivolous things and frivolous items. You get me? And so we have to start teaching our youth how to invest your dollars, and not just invest to yourself.
Right.
I don't care if it's $500 or $1,000 or $100. How did you turn this $100 to make it work for you? Because in the Chinese community, $1 works for the whole community. It circulates how many times? Something like 42 times, or until it exits the community, $1.
Well,
oh yeah, it does that in all the communities except for ours.
I wouldn't say all communities, because right now you have white people. Right now is in a lot of these rural areas, and a lot of the areas like in West Virginia and Vermont is really going through economic turmoil right now.
You need to come to Jefferson County in Missouri.
So I wouldn't say all, because you got a lot of white people that's just as worse as us melanoid people right now, and this is what it's about.
I see it right here in the county. I'm sitting there right here talking to you. Us doing this. The same exact thing that goes on in the urban area: lack of jobs, extreme poverty, and extreme drug abuse. The only
you could go in certain parts in Huntington, West Virginia, and see poverty at its height. And I stay in Detroit, Michigan, and I haven't seen poverty like this.
I mean, what was so bad?
You get me?
What did you see that was so disturbing?
Well, first of all, a lot of undeveloped roads. You have a lot of private people that's on welfare. That's
and that's it. And you said that's in rural West Virginia, right?
Well, and pretty much most of West Virginia, if you hear what Trump was saying. Most of Pennsylvania.
That same stuff goes on in the state of Alabama. And
it does in Michigan, too. It does in Michigan, because you have a lot of cities in Michigan that's not of melanoid people that's struggling right now.
It's like that in Missouri, too.
But it's like that by design, guys.
It's like that. It's
all just by design.
I mean, I see more meth and heroin addicts everywhere I go than I did when I grew up in the crack era. Right up there in St. Louis, running the streets, crack fiends all over the place. It's this shit like this epidemic now with these opioids and shit. It makes the crack era just look just like it never even existed. This shit, these motherfuckers walking around here like zombies.
All you got to do is listen to the kids' music, and you see how big the pill game is.
Yeah,
you see how big the pills is.
This pill or popping that pill.
I mean, sometimes I'll be wanting to channel my inner Rick Grimes on the motherfucker. It's like I'm surrounded by fucking zombies. For real, These motherfuckers be
they
out there.
scatter around about 2 o'clock in the morning. You see them with their little hoodies up.
Oh man,
even
this
as hot
be
as it is
crazy.
out here, they be little hoodie, skinny as fuck, running around. So I guess when you're on heroin, you don't eat too much. So
heroin, man, this shit crazy out here. Like the meth, and it's like they get a double whammy out here. You get the heroin and the meth.
Well, they call that.
And do you find it out ironic that Trump is helping out and giving out programs for all these opiate issues and all the state of Vermont and all that? But when we went through crack,
shocking at all.
We went through the prison system. Is what it was our problem. This is how they cleaned up the inner city, so-called cleaned up. Is let's open up some prisons. Don't give them programs. Let's open up some prisons.
So what did that do? It served two purposes. For one, it took away their right to vote, and for two, it takes away their right to bear arms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double fucking whammy.
Not only can they not vote, they can't defend themselves.
Or get a decent job.
Yep, especially in Missouri, because these niggas down here is crazy.
Yeah, they don't play.
And everybody can get a gun in Missouri.
Yeah, it's just
except
best
for
to
the
assume everybody.
people. Yeah.
It's best to assume everybody's armed.
Yep.
I mean, everybody in my circle.
Like, people don't understand, like, the gun laws. I don't even think we have any gun laws. I think it's pretty much open, do whatever fits you best.
The gun laws you have in Missouri, you cannot have marijuana and guns in the same location. You cannot have alcohol and guns in the same location. You cannot use a gun in any type of aggressive behaviors such as armed robbery, or you cannot take a gun into a bar. Because once again, alcohol is there. There are some just rudimentary things that you need to understand and know before you just go strapping on your piece and go whistling out the door.
But they do that here. We'll throw that out there. Everybody has a gun in Missouri.
Well, we're gonna take an incident. I mean, did you see the incident right now in East Pittsburgh that's going on with the unarmed shooting of Antoine Rose?
The cop was less than 24 hours on the force.
What?
Thank you.
When
yes,
this
less than 24 hours on the force. Just got sworn in within like 90 minutes.
He popped it.
And already you're put on the street to gun a melanoid teenager unarmed down in the streets in cold blood.
That's fucking crazy.
And they're
got
protecting
sworn
the
in.
officer's name, because they understand, he's the true victim.
I guess he's
whatever.
Like fuck doing 5 to 10 years on the force. I'm getting my buck now.
Not only that, he's gonna get his little paid administrative vacation.
Yep.
But that's gonna be a disservice to the community because he could be getting valuable training now that he's not gonna receive. Because apparently the only training he got is black guy shoot. It's like South Park. He's coming right for me.
That's what they
think. And see, right now, let me explain it to you right now. And right now, we're dealing with the cops. We're dealing with the millennial cops right now. And what did the millennial cops grow up on? Would you tell me, do you know what they spent most of their lives playing?
Probably Power Ranger or whatever.
No, video games. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
My first Call of Duty game was Big Red 1.
They spent
as babies coming out of the womb playing these video games.
Yeah, shooting people. So they're desensitized. We get it.
You get me?
But that ain't got nothing to do with. That ain't got no.
First thing, hold up. Let me explain you. The first tactic in
one time I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and I just went and bought a shitload of sticky bombs. And I just planted them all over in the area, and I went and started whooping people's ass. When the cops come, I would just detonate them, and then more cops come, and I would put more down and just constantly.
Do you also remember when I think the Grand Theft Auto 2 dropped? You had a lot of teenagers going on high-speed chases that was white.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They was getting into their parents' cars and they was going on high-speed chases.
I couldn't have did that
shit. Let me get any deeper now. So them same kids that was on high-speed chases and grew up off Grand Theft Auto, where you think they at now? They're on your police force. They're your prosecutors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
They're your sheriffs.
Mm-hmm. They're your judges.
Your deputies. The same kids that grew up in white middle class playing this video game, Grand Theft Auto, is now your sheriff, your police, your prosecutor. So when I seen the incident of Antoine Rose getting gunned down and police just got sworn onto the department 90 minutes prior, I got to thinking about the game Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but
I'm just going to hit the street. I'm just going to hit the street and play this video game because on the video game, you cannot get charged with a crime because why? It's a video game, right?
Right. And all you got to do is just get them stores down and you good. But do you honestly think if Grand Theft Auto never existed, do you think everything else is the same as it is now, but except there was never no Grand Theft Auto? You think these cops wouldn't be popping us out in the street like this? They'll still be doing the same shit. Me and my kids play these games all the fucking time. Like they use video games as a scapegoat. These motherfuckers gonna go out there and do that crazy shit because they done been taught this shit by their Uncle Larry, or fucking their cousin Joe, or even their own fucking drunk ass dad. They come home all day and steal his fucking guns and beat his mom.
Dimebag, Darley.
Huh?
But the kids right now in this day and age are taught more military tactics than ever on video games.
I play them too, so I know what's going on. But like, I remember when I bought my son Grand Theft Auto 5. He wanted it. I was like, fuck it, because I don't have no restrictions on. I never had any restrictions on the games my kids play. I let them play all that shit. So I go and get him Grand Theft Auto 5, and before I give it to him, I explain to my son. We sit down. Father, son, face to face. I got the game in my hand, still wrapped up in the package.
You have two different households being ran here, right? You have a black household, which is taught that the gun is dangerous and you cannot use this or you would go to jail. This is taught in most black households throughout the U.S. And in the white home, with the same Grand Theft Auto video game, it's taught that the gun is patriotism. Is accepted. We're going to go out there and go hunting.
That ain't what I teach my kid. That ain't what I teach my kid about the gun.
Your kid is in the first household. The first household is taught that the gun is dangerous, or you could possibly, if misused, you can go to jail, or you could get killed or kill yourself or kill somebody. This is what's taught in black homes. This has been taught in generations, right? And in the white home, it is taught with the same Grand Theft Auto video game is that this gun is patriot. This is our rights. You can express yourself with this gun. You can walk out with it. We have rights. So when it comes to that, you have two different issues and two different ways of living. You get me? When it comes to if this particular person grew up in a home with this video game, and this other person grew up has two different set of rules. You get me? That's why you have a lot of.
Well, I don't encourage my like I tell my son and I explain to him thoroughly. Yeah, a white kid, yeah, he probably could be able to walk around. Well, other people like me, I live in the state of Missouri, to be able for my son to have that same right as somebody else's son. Without a bunch of cops coming up pulling a bunch of guns out of it. And the same with your son.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this, Dimebag. You said there's different laws with guns in each state.
Yeah.
But in all 50 states, a black man is feared to have a gun. In all 50 states.
We're feared to have anything. We're always feared.
That's what I'm saying.
They've been taught that.
So it really don't matter which laws go from state to state. Because if I'm allowed to have a gun in Michigan, I couldn't exercise my rights the same as a Jonathan or something, a Jonathan White, or you get me?
I get what you're saying, but I also look at like it's up to people like us to give our offspring the opportunity to be able to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like it's going to take people like us to lay the foundation so they can be able to do that shit, man. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you already know, Dimebag, that this has been a struggle for probably, hundreds of years with us with the guns.
Just us with everything in general, man, because it's like, it'd be like, we like our own worst enemies. Like, it's a lot of people that don't get it. Like, you might have to go without something, but don't give these fucking people your money. They don't got your best fucking interest. Sit on that shit.
Well, your best interest is to own a gun and not be fearful of a gun.
No, I'm not talking
as a
about.
black community.
I think everybody. If you a black person in this country and you can get a firearm, get you a fucking firearm, because I guarantee you, everybody else they can get one, got one. So yeah, I'm pro gun. Don't get me wrong. I'm very pro gun. Now, but what I'm saying is, if we can't start building an economic foundation within ourselves, with our people, we will stay stuck in this rut, and some people we're going to have to leave alone, because without economics, without an economic foundation, we can't even protect ourselves.
Well, even with it
on us. That's why it's always
overseas,
because we can't protect ourselves. We have
even
no
when
economic, we have no economic backing power.
Even if you have an economic backing power, you just seen a Milwaukee player get stunned with a stun gun, and the other Milwaukee player, they stepped on his ankle. So even if you do got cash,
if we had an economic foundation, we can put the people in there that's gonna carry our fucking agenda like everybody else does. But we don't have that. That's why we're vulnerable. That's why we walking around this motherfucker. That's why the motherfucking police can just pop us, and it's no fucking big deal, because we ain't got no fucking money. And the more money we do get, they want to just give it away instead of sit on that shit. They sit on their money. They go with fucking that.
Well, I know you're familiar about Aaron Carey, too, that was shot in the head in Chicago. I think it's some type of gang violence or some type of fight. And the guy wasn't dead, and the cops covered him with a sheet. And the guy was switching under the sheet, and the crowd was just telling the cops, like, look, the man is still alive under the sheet. And they didn't get this guy to the prisoners of war. We have been captured. And then when you're a prisoner of war, you don't have the same rights as the citizens in the country that you're in. We are not the whole 100% citizens as we think.
I know.
And yet and still, we celebrate the 4th of July, right?
I don't celebrate the 4th of July, me personally, but I do pop fireworks. Does that count for anything? But, I mean, you can get 6 artillery shells down for like $3. How can you not buy those? It's hard not to buy those things. That's like you get 6 of them, you get the 2.
You're right. And we are not 100% accepted as citizens in the creed that we are patriotising.
So what country do you suggest we go to?
What we have to do as melanoid people in the U.S., we have to consider ourselves as prisoners of war being captured in a land that was once ours as indigenous people. Because once again, we've been here before the white man.
Other than Native Americans,
we are the Native Americans.
Well, hold on.
I'm talking about the United States. I'm just talking about the United. I'm not talking about the whole continent of America, including South America and North America. I'm talking about just these say United States. Who do you think are the real Americans? Not count Native Americans, because I already know. I'm talking about not excluding Native Americans.
I'm gonna give you three.
Who are the real Americans? What group? If you want to put them in groups, what group do you think would be the real Americans?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you who are, and it's in your face right now. I'm gonna give you 3 things or 3 different picks that will tell you who's the original people. You got to watch the win.
I'm talking about the United States. The United States is the country.
When this country
was formed, and they start
I'm
calling
about
the
to
people
tell you.
on this sad land Americans. Who do you think? What group of people who you honestly think is that can really say that they are Americans? What group do you think that is?
Okay, what color is the Washington Redskin symbol?
I said exclude Native Americans. I'm talking about the invention of the American country. Just this said United States land.
What color is the Washington Redskin? Can you tell me that?
He's brownish.
What color is the Cleveland Indian?
Brownish.
What color was Pocahontas?
Oh, brown.
Okay. So who you think is the original people on this earth? I mean, in the United States.
I'm talking about
us.
Yes. Black is descendant of slaves. We built this country.
Okay, this is like they have. Let me explain this right now.
I ain't talking about this open that this country wasn't broke down in states until it was colonized.
Can you pull up right now? Can you pull up a picture of the Washington Redskin symbol?
I know what the Washington Redskin symbol looked like, but I ain't talking about. I'm not talking about Native Americans. Because Native Americans never was a part of the United States. I'm talking about when this country, this whole concept of these 50 goddamn states put together, the slaves and descendants of slaves built this country.
Black people been here. We always been. It goes back to reclassify and put in different categories. You get me? My grandmother always told us we was Indian. And for Christopher Columbus, when he came here to call the Native American Indians, the people of India are dark-complected people.
Yes.
I know. So, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about this whole invention of. I know Native Americans were on this land. They were slaughtered. Their land was taken. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about.
No, they wasn't. They wasn't slaughtered. They just got reclassified and recategorized. They went to Negro. The Indians turned into Negroes.
Okay, that's fine too. But what I'm saying, this whole invention of it, when they decided to make this country a country, this whole concept, all the cultures and everything, this stuff comes from slaves. So
I wouldn't necessarily say all slaves because most when like I say, when Christopher Columbus got here,
black people
it was already African complected people here.
Before this stuff even happened. I know that. But what I'm saying is the whole concept of America, like the tradition, these so-called traditions and all this other bullshit, is what I'm saying. I'm not.
Well, most of these traditions are stolen. Most of them, if not all of them, is stolen from different cultures to create America.
Right.
Right? Pretty much every tradition that America has here in the U.S. is stolen from other cultures and remodified.
Yeah, to make a
what I'm saying? Yes, to make a dollar. Even Christmas, as they would put it, as they paganism has been re-engineered and modified to create the ultimate dollar.
That's my favorite pagan holiday is Christmas.
Yeah.
It is. I love Christmas. It's awesome. But no, man, I'm just in. We need to have conversations like that, and I feel that we're both on the same page. I see the shit you see the shit I see. Like the story you sent me of the guy floating down the river, man, down the Detroit River. Wasn't that the Detroit River?
Yeah, that's the Detroit River. People was fishing out there.
Yeah.
And,
that
kids
shit
and everything
be
was out
happening
there.
to our people, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's probably not the first body that was found there, I'm pretty sure.
No, it wasn't the first body. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just black people bodies found either. They didn't found dark-complected bodies. But, there's always been a hotbed for crime, a hotbed for political turmoil. You know what I'm saying? There's always been shit going on up here that the public might not quite understand, But staying here, I understand is deeply rooted in the culture here. You know what I'm saying? So Detroit is a weird place, and if you study the history of and economic growth and gangster growth, it has a deep history in racketeering and crime and all type of other things that dealing in here in Detroit, because this place right here on the Great Lakes is on the international border, and it plays a lot. It even plays into human trafficking. Human trafficking is huge here in Michigan, but it's not known to the public.
Right. And see, that's the beauty of it, because you like right there on ground zero. And
yeah, a lot of human trafficking is here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy access. You have a lot of these homes that have underground tunnels that's up under the river that goes to Canada. That you don't know how they transport people. They caught an ecstasy ring that had because these is old bootlegging tunnels. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of these houses that's on the riverfront connects and have tunnels under their house that goes up under the river, because it's only like a mile or two close to Canada. Right there on a little narrow strip. So, you have a lot of these homes over here that the police don't even know have secret tunnels.
And squatters or something?
No, tunnels that you can run from Detroit to Canada, like a tunnel. They have sliders. They have they call it an ecstasy ring. I was running ecstasy up under one, and the DEA officer said, "Who knows how many houses have tunnels like this?"
Right. Oh, they probably taking kids, all kind of crazy shit through that.
So this is what I'm trying to get at. So if human trafficking is huge, and Detroit is being redeveloped, and these people are finding, or if not already had, these tunnel houses, how can you detect kids being missing when they're sliding up underground to the next country?
Yeah, once they get out of the United States, it's a wrap. They never find.
And you don't have to. And you get what I'm saying. You don't have to take them in cars and go over borders and everything. They have houses with bootlegging tunnels that's already dug out that they used back in the Purple Gang days. You know what I'm saying? And the DEA officer said they don't know how many houses have tunnels like this dug already.
Right. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But
and I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, let me tell you one thing. I think this was 3 years ago. They debuted the devil statue here. So Detroit has always been a Gothic hotbed for Masonic, Luciferian rituals here. You get me? We have a lot of movies that was shot here. Even some of the Transformers, the dark Transformer movie was shot here.
Yep. But back to the tunnel things. Trust me, the government knows about the tunnels. If they have satellites to see all the Taliban bullshit in the mountains, they can penetrate the ground out here. I probably would know they would know about some of these. I mean, they probably would, but they probably would have to know what area it was in. But if you don't suspect nothing on the border of Detroit in a house that you bought that has a tunnel leading directly to Canada, how would anyone know?
That's why I tell people go read Vault 7 on WikiLeaks. It explains a lot of this stuff. Read Vault 7.
They have tunnels. A lot of these tunnels that they're using for to kidnap kids was once old underground railroad tunnels.
What were they doing underground with the railroad?
Probably moving slaves from the States to Canada.
No, they're moving in some of these homes that was used during the slave days for the underground railroad has tunnels in them, and is used today for rituals, for sacrificial and everything. You get me? They have stories on this right now. You can Google this. Even during the Pizzagate, that particular area is full of tunnels underground.
Yeah, but that whole story has been made out to be bullshit.
No, but I'm saying the whole area where the Pizzagate is at is full of tunnels. You get me? I know that story. I'm talking about the tunnels underground.
Right.
I mean, there's all kinds of tunnel action. You know, I mean, they've been making tunnels that go from L.A. to New York. I mean, fast trains underground for the past 20 years, ever since the
That's
80s.
what I'm saying.
Most people aren't aware of that. But the thing about it is, we got to come up with solutions now that can help the young people. You know, it's great to know these history trivia points. It's great to have a good sense of philosophy. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, where can a young person go to get that loan?
That's why I've been saying, God damn it, we need an economic foundation. We cannot protect ourselves without money. If that's the number one said resource, we need some fucking money. And it might take a small group of people like us to start building that foundation. But if the foundation never get built, then our legacies is pretty much done.
Wait, Bill Cosby didn't lay down a foundation for us?
Fuck no. That's the reason why Bill Cosby was in jail, because if he would have invested in black men instead of attacking black men, he would be at home and not having these fucking criminal charges he was convicted of.
O.J. Simpson didn't set up a foundation for us?
These guys are all Boule members, so once again, you always have to answer to Daddy.
Of course.
You always got to answer to Daddy at the end of the day. So no matter who, Bill Cosby, Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, I mean, some of the most elite right now are some of the most boule-ish people to ever be known.
But, you know, the thing about it is, once again, let's put this all out on the table so everyone understands. 1, we have no economic footing. 2, we have a fragmented society/culture. 3, we have a notorious enemy that basically seeks our death as a whole.
And they look like us.
Well, those are the infiltrators, absolutely.
Let me explain this. I wouldn't necessarily agree with you on that, because the black melanoid people right now have some of the best tools available right now in the world, but they're not utilizing them. They're not building their own networking, their own platforms, and they're not utilizing this computer industry like they should. Look at the South Africans, how they doing and utilizing technology. Look at the Chinese. Look at the Malaysians. Look at the Koreans. Look at the Russians. Look at the Nigerians that's getting billions just off of scamming on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And here these people don't even have excellent infrastructure. So I can't agree with we don't have a platform, economic platform. We're not utilizing the tools. We're not utilizing the tools that we have here in America to fight against white supremacy. We have the laptops. We have the Wi-Fi. We have the platforms, the networking. We're not utilizing them.
Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff is, last time I checked, owned by white folks. They can catch you.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But you also have people that sell on sites like Etsy, Amazon, eBay, Facebook. You can sell on Instagram. You have entrepreneurs right now grossing money off of these platforms that can never do it without an Instagram. You have some of the biggest makeup artists on YouTube today. You have some of the biggest makeup artists as black women on YouTube today.
I got you. But this is how it really works. The people who put together Instagram or the people who put together YouTube ever decided, hey, you know what, we made our cash, it's over. They can just bounce out. And guess what? All those people you mentioned will just go back to obscurity, just like they will anyhow in the next 7 years. And
thank you. That's why we have to build our own networking and platforms, our own apps. We have to utilize technology that's given to us. So right now they're taking net neutrality is taking some of the laws away.
Yeah,
the new creators or the new YouTubers and the new use Instagrams is not going to have the same rules that we was playing with years prior.
That's
right?
why if people like me and you don't work together, we're done.
We're done. You're right. And so what I preach on the air or to the youth is to utilize some of these certification programs to gather up your platform, A+ networking skills, IT skills out here, because a lot of these, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of these people are stuck in college. I'm not telling the youth to not go to college, but first of all, utilize some certifications first to get you some skills in set. Because most of the college right now is putting the youth in debt instead of educating them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more student debt than there is any other debt combined. It's more student debt.
Thank you. So a lot of these kids, a lot of these youth, I ask them, what are you taking up? They'll say African studies, or they'll say
$21 trillion.
It's more. If you calculate all the debt, it's more student debt than any other debt.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. But yeah, but we're still.
Sally
True Powers back on track.
No, I just want to talk about the money thing because it's very important we truly get a grasp of what we're talking about here. All right, there is no such thing as white dollars or black dollars. They're just green dollars, and green dollars are made by the Federal Reserve note printing.
I want to give the Federal Reserve note today.
And all these banks and institutions and foundations are set up and propped up by them to protect them. So whenever you talk about building an economic situation, you got to understand what you're against. You know, you're not against just the run-of-the-mill scumbag. You're against the actual people who own all the politicians, the people who own all the judges, the people who own all the prisons, the people who own all the fucking guns. All that shit's tied to them.
But if
you better understand what you're going against.
But if we don't,
let me tell you something like this, True. When you have the ability of the internet and social media, you now have your own world. You really don't have to deal with them, with the politicians. And they're only on laws. But in making money, even the politicians is baffled at some of these millionaires that's coming to the social media.
Yeah, but if you ain't on the same team, that shit gonna get stifled.
I mean, certain way, or you're gonna get compromised. They're gonna make you make so much money, but if you begin to pull yourself together and networking and start owning some of these
famous, that these people that get a lot of attention and a lot of craziness on social media and stuff, the motherfuckers are bought and paid for. Because,
by who?
Because man.
By who? Hold up, Dolly. But who pays them? Who is the majority folks
because they're going to do what they're told to do. Like you think, like
no, but who pays them?
Huh?
Who pays them? White folks pay them, right?
Corporations,
which is majority white, right? When has the last time you heard a rapper trying to lobby? Say you wanted to open up a marijuana dispensary. Have you ever heard some rappers buying some lobbyists?
Well,
or some basketball players buying lobbyists?
No,
we have to start doing play the game. If
people like me and you and other people, if we put our money together, we could do the same fucking shit. We do the same shit.
Yeah, you could buy lobbyists. You could buy your own lobbyists.
Exactly. And that's why we brought you on today, brother, so we can let other people know that's going on. Some of the same crazy bullshit that's going on in Detroit. It goes on in St. Louis. It goes on in Kansas City. It goes on in Springfield. It goes on to all these towns in Missouri, and probably the same bullshit in the state of Michigan. You got Flintstone water fucked up. If you go down to Alabama, drive through rural Alabama, you're going to think you're in some fucking poor African country. Because the black people that live out in rural Alabama, that shit's like third world conditions, literally. For real.
But that's by design.
you gotta understand, the whole United States is all connected to the matrix system. But once you start to interrupt that system, is when the system begins to start to crumbling. Is what we seeing now. The matrix system is starting to be it's glitching right now. It's a glitch in the system. It's beginning to crumble. You get me? Because a lot of you have shows like this. You have other shows on YouTube and Instagram that's awakening people right now.
But they stifle us, man. They stifle us, man. When you go cut that microphone on, man, and you put your show out there and you speak that truth, they detect that shit, they shut that shit down. But they'll put some dumbass clown on there.
Yeah, every time.
All the time, this shit going straight through. But when you go in there and speak your truth, and you giving knowledge to your people, man, they suppress that shit. They throw some bullshit ass number out here. Whatever, like, I don't know how you do your show or something. Whatever numbers this show, multiply that probably about 3 to 4 times. Because the first time you say something crazy, because they listening, that's why I tell people to go read that Vault 7. On WikiLeaks.
To do a show. Obviously, people are not going to read that.
They know who you is, man. They know who the fuck we are. They know where we fucking live. They know everything we fucking do. They fucking know. And it's fucked up that we got to come together like this instead of in some big fancy studio. But they ain't gonna put no niggas on like us. That's all I'm saying. But if we work together,
you got to understand everything is ran on algorithms. Everything is ran on algorithms. Like I said, it goes back to classification and categories. I'm quite sure me, you, and a bunch of these YouTuber, Instagrammers are all in 1 or 2, 3 categories.
No, we in more. They like these.
No, I'm saying
these mofos we ain't fucking with right here. We in that category because one of them got a one-way ticket to one time to obey, and he don't even know it. And that's and so all I'm saying is, man, just the numbers is lying, but you know. If people like us don't work together and back each other up, then there will nothing be able to be built. For real.
Well, my brothers, like I said, once again, we need to, what you doing, what I'm doing, what numerous other awoke people or brothers is doing right now, we have to utilize technology.
Yes.
We have to. You get me? Because with this net neutrality that's put forth right now, a lot of what we know as we looking on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and other sites and all that is going to be put to a halt or somehow censored.
They already did.
If not cut off permanently.
Yeah. Tell the people where they can find you at.
Well, they can find me at Judo Woke Ace. That's Judah A with a AWOKE Ace, all one word on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook on 7 Mile Radio. You can type that in Facebook and look up Judo Woke Ace Truth Talk. You can find me on there, and that's pretty much it. Well, I'm all around Detroit, trying to get my message across. I also have a book bag drive I do on that's coming up August 19th. That's in its 10th annual year, and so I give out book bags. I try to get donations together, which you can hit me on the Cash App, Judo Ace on the Cash App, or I tell people come up there and bring your time because the youth need time instead of a lot of talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get me? The youth, because right now the youth is going through issues right now, and we need to get to the bottom of this because they're starving and they need attention from us, the elders.
Right.
We are the fathers to these kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's basically it. And I want to say one more thing. Black Panther will be premiering at the Big House in U of M, Ann Arbor. It's expected to be one of the biggest free showings in history, with they expecting 20 to 30,000 attendees to this free Black Panther showing at the Big House, which is the Wolverine Stadium, on July 14th. So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
That's
Wow,
cool.
that's cool.
Well, all I got to say is, man, you got some brothers down here in the state of Missouri got your back, man. So, never you.
Yeah, man. Same here in Detroit, man. In Motor City, man. We got your back. And like I said, I love for you guys to come on my show one day.
Hey,
and,
just
you
let us know, man. We'll come on there and
yeah.
act a fucking fool or be civilized. Just let us know in advance.
That's good to know, my brother.
But real talk, man. I'm glad you came on, man. And anytime, man, you got something to say, let us know, man. We'll try to do whatever we can. Cause if we don't work together, man, they gonna crush us.
Oh yeah,
for real.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate the invite and for working with you brothers on the show today, talking about real truth talk and talking about whatever, you know what I'm saying, and enlighten the people. Because, you know what I'm saying, this is what we need. We need debates and we need talk out here to enlighten some of these youth and some of these people that might not know some of these issues that's going on in the world today. Because the news is not going to give it to you. They're only going to give you a drop of it. The rest, you have to find out on your own.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So.
All right, well, that's the show.
There you go. Hey, just hit me up, man. We appreciate you coming on. I'll be in touch.
All right, thank you guys. That's Judo Woke Ace. I'll holler at everybody.
Thank you, brother Judo.
See you.
From the great state of Michigan, folks.
And once again, y'all, the show is sponsored by Apex Construction. 636-208-5044. Call them for all your construction needs. If you want to donate to the Other Morning Show, it's P.O. Box 133. DeSoto, Missouri 63020.
Go on Patreon/DimebagTV.com. Sign up. And if you want to support the show, do what you do, man. If not, we're going to keep doing what we do.
Yes,
regardless.
sir. So. All right, y'all. This has been the Other Morning Show. I'm True Powers Mine.
I'm Dimebag Darley.
And we out.
Peace.
We got some barbecue in there. Yeah, I want some.